Hey guys, it's Jack from Wetsuit Warehouse here. Today I'm going to be taking you through all the different versions of wetsuit entry systems or zippers. So you've got your back zips, your chest zip, front zip, and your zipperless options. I'm going to be going through all their pros and cons, and then hopefully by the end of the video you'll have a better idea of what's best suited to you. Okay, so before we dive into everything, a quick run through of each of your main options. So your entry-level wetsuit is typically your back zip, and you can see that zipper runs all the way down to your mid to lower back. You've got your front zip, which is your vertical chest zip essentially. And then getting even more technical from there, you've got your true chest zip style, which is a pullover sort of option. The most technical option that you can go for, and probably the best once it's on as well, is your zipperless. All right guys, so we'll get started with your entry-level style of wetsuit, and that's your back zip. So I've got a Quicksilver prologue here to walk you through the pros and cons of this style. I think it's important that we sort of start the conversation here with how important a zipper is for all of the features you're looking for in a wetsuit. So that's your warmth, your comfort, your stretch. Those are the three biggest call-out factors for any wetsuit. So with your back zip steamer, the biggest advantage of this style of wetsuit is that you can see once it's opened up from that Velcro neck closure, it opens up really nice and wide. So it's really easy for donning and doffing, which is just fancy words for getting in and out of. So that means if you're an entry-level surfer, you're not used to your wetsuits, that sort of thing, this is the go for you. It's not too much to get your head around. But of course, that being said, one of the drawbacks would be that it actually affects the water sealing capabilities of the wetsuit. And that's just because your collar isn't a continuous seal, so water's able to sort of get through this area here. It flushes a little more easily than some of your other styles of wetsuits you'll find when you're duck diving and, you know, potentially getting worked. And another issue compared with your other wetsuits is they're not quite as flexible through the back panel here. So when you're paddling with a wetsuit, it's almost, you need it to be your second skin. And there's a lot of movement that goes on through your shoulders and through the back here. And so you really want that area to be as flexible as possible. It's why we really look for stretchy neoprene in a good wetsuit. But there's really not a lot of point in having stretchy neoprene when you've got a steel zipper running through the middle of your wetsuit. It breaks up those neoprene panels, it's not able to stretch as easily, and you'll find you've got to work that a little bit harder when you're using a back zip steamer relative to some of your other styles. That being said, if you're living somewhere like Southeast Queensland, anywhere north of there, Tweed Coast, the water doesn't get that cold. Really, you don't need to get too technical with your wetsuits, and I think that your back zip steamer is suited to anyone really in terms of staying warm. But if you're looking for that little bit more stretch, you want a performance feel, then maybe one of the other styles is more suited to you. This is effectively, for me, a variation on the back zip. It's just running down your front. There's not a continuity through that collar, so you're more likely to get a little bit of water flushing through there, and it will vary from wetsuit to wetsuit. But again, it gives you that really wide entry point, so it's very easy to get in and out of. Everyone knows how to put on and off something with a front zip, right? So again, perfect for your beginner surfer. And that same point again about having continuity through the panels, especially laterally when you're doing a lot of that paddling motion where there's movement through your chest. Across here, there's movement through your back, through your shoulders. That's gonna break that up a little bit. Typically, you'll see this front zip style in your more sort of seasonal, stylish wetsuits. So yeah, it's less for performance and more for appearance, but it's really easy to get on and off. And now we're gonna move into some more technical styles and give you an idea of what can really make a great wetsuit. All right, so now we're gonna move up into our chest zips. So these are typically your middle of the range to upper range style of wetsuits. It's a higher price point and it's a more technical style of wetsuit. Really, any level of surfer can wear these. They're gonna feel a lot more technical and a lot more comfortable typically than your back zip steamer once these are on. So you can see the entry point is just here, across the chest, and you'll typically always have this clip that locks in the zip once it's shut. And then you've got the flap that opens up over the hood. All right, so once the zip's undone and that's pulled over your head, first thing you'll notice is that this is a continuous piece of neoprene around your neck here. So what that is going to mean for you is that it's much better water sealing, it's going to stick to your skin, and it's going to stop that water flushing from happening. Your entry point in your chest zip steamer is just below that. You can see it here. A little bit hard to show you, but you can get a bit of an idea for it and why it's considered easier to get in and out of a back zip steamer or a front zip steamer. You've just got a smaller entry point here, so it can be a little bit more fiddly. But that being said, once it's on, this style of wetsuit feels great. You've got that continuous neoprene happening through your back here. So you're getting the maximum stretch out of that neoprene as opposed to having a zip running through the middle and dividing it and sort of halving that stretch. So when we're talking about your key factors like your warmth, your stretch, and your comfort, your chest zip is going to come in ahead of your back zip pretty well every day of the week. Probably a little bit tricky for you to be able to tell just from looking at the video here how a chest zip really works, especially if you've never worn one before or had a look at one in the shop. So I'm going to chuck this on and give you a quick run through while it's on me of how that neck closure works, how the entry point works, and some of the pros and cons of your chest zip. I've cheated a little bit and I've gotten the first half done off camera. Once you've got your legs all the way pulled up, and make sure you get that part right before you try and do the upper part of your body. Give yourself the best chance of being able to get it over your shoulders. All you want to do is just find your left arm to begin with. Just slide that one through here, and just like your legs, you really want to make sure that your shoulders and your arms are all the way done before you're doing the next step, which is pulling that foot over the top. So left arm's done, bit of a stretch here, right on through, make sure it feels nice and comfortable. So once you've got your arms in, you're feeling comfortable, there's no folds or anything through your shoulders, you're ready to rip that collar over the top of your head. So just reach over and just slip the head through, it's really not that hard. And once you've got that, you can go for the zip. Just slides across, put yourself in, you're ready to rock and roll. I'm going to jump out of this and then I'm going to start taking you through the zipperless style. We're moving into our last style of entry system, and this is why I've been using those words, entry system. It's because not every wetsuit is going to actually have a zipper, and this one is the zipperless wetsuit that we're going to be looking at, and it's an E-Bomb from Rip Curl, a really well-known line of wetsuits. So yeah, it's effectively a similar shape to the chest zip in terms of the way that this pullover function works, but of course there's no zipper closure. All you've got to work with is this pull tab here, which can tighten and loosen, give you a little bit more playroom, and helps you to tighten the pullover section once it's on to get a better seal. So if we pull this over the top here, you can see that that entry point, very similar to how your chest zip works, probably slightly smaller again. So, you know, with technicality comes a more difficult on and offing process. But, you know, again, if you're looking for performance, if you're looking for comfort, then it's worth it. And I would recommend it. Enough chat about the wetsuit. Let's chuck it on and we'll see how it feels. TikTok transition for you. I'm already sweating. This thing is seriously hot. So I'm pretty sad I'm not going to be jumping straight in the water once this is all the way on. Once everything's on, your arms are feeling good and comfortable, there's no folds or anything around your shoulders, then you're ready to put that neck closure on. Once it's pulled over the top, you want to make sure that you got a good watertight closure here. So you just open up that little latch, pull that drawstring, get it nice and tight, and then just shut that. Now you're ready to go, and you've got no zips, and I can tell you right off the bat, this feels worlds apart from having a zip on you. It's ridiculous how stretchy this suit feels compared to some back zips I've worn in the past, even some chest zips. All right guys, so that wraps us up for our wetsuit entry systems and zippers. If you'd like to learn more, check out our channel, and thanks for watching.